everybody, it's Rexanna with Garden of Herbs, and today we are going to be talking about a wonderful herb. It's called Plantain, and I have it here. I had a little box that I was starting some herbs. I've got 3 herbs here. I just started them from seed. I had quite a hard time getting them to start to germinate. These are some herbs that I just threw in a little window box, and I couldn't get them to start indoors. So I just stuck them in a little area out in the front. It's kind of part shade and part sun. And to be quite honest with you, it took them the plantain took 6 weeks to germinate. And I just left it. I just forgot about it and went on about my business with the back garden. This was in the early spring. My seeds, I kind of thought, I just kept watering them. I would come to the front and to the back, and I would just I thought, I really don't have a clue how to do plantain. On my seeds I got from Strictly Medicinal. They have a little bit of instruction. I went on the website, I asked around, and I thought, if they do, they do. If they don't, they don't. But they just took a long time to germinate. I didn't keep them soaking wet. It seemed like from time to time I thought they were drying out, and I just really didn't give them any hope. One day I walked by there and I saw something green sticking out of the dirt. I just kept watering them. And I do have a plant, but I didn't want it because it's not really a big plant. I was told that plantain will go wild. But for some reason, and I did put a small amount of liquid, what I call the fish emulsion. I did put a small amount on there because I thought, it looked kind of like it was doing well, but it was just kind of stunted growth. And the reason I'm doing this video is to kind of maybe help somebody else out. Everybody said it wasn't going to hurt it. Most herbs that I've grown, I really don't have to put a lot of fertilizer on them. They grow quite well. So it seemed to give it a little bit of boost, but not a lot. And so I thought, well, I don't normally have this kind of problem, and so I just let it go. But now that we're in October, I just didn't want to leave it outside, so we're going to replant it into a separate pot by itself. And I'm going to keep it in a sunny window, and I'm going to see how it does. Maybe because I have it in the other pot with the other, maybe the energy is being sucked from the other plants. So I'm going to, while I transplant it, and I'm hoping by transplanting it, I'm not going to hurt its roots. I'm going to kind of talk to you a little bit. I have it in there with some peppermint. Peppermint does well indoors. I hope that some people that see this, it's very dry right now. I didn't want to water it because I didn't want to do it any damage. It's kind of one of those plants that you just have to experiment with, because I don't really know a lot about plantain as the plant. I've bought plantain as far as a dry herb. I've learned about it in school. It has great properties. I've wanted it as a fresh herb because you can take plantain, and I'm just going to stick this dirt around the plant here. It's very easy to transplant. I don't know much. I know that these seed pods right here, if you can see, the seeds can be used. It reseeds itself. Like if it makes it through the winter, these seeds they just reseed itself. I do think it's a let me see here. I think it is a perennial. Let's look here in my book. Let's look real quick. Let's see. Let me see. It said it grows everywhere. Let's not get into that. Let me see here. It's called longleaf plantain. There's two different kinds, I think. It's the most common. It says it's habitat to perennial. They're dark green, which we can see that. There's one that's the wide leaf. I've got the one, I think that's the wide leaf. There's the skinnier leaf one. And give me just a minute. It's good for insect bites, snake bites, venomous. I'm trying to see if it is a perennial or if it's a biennial. Okay. Well, not running across that information yet. So it just says that it gosh, it has got so much information on. It helps with tumors. It's an antibacterial. It's an anti-inflammatory. It's an expectorant. It's astringent. I mean, it's great as a laxative. It's gosh, the seeds help with diabetes. Anything that's intestinal, digestive, kidneys, lungs. I mean, it's mucilage. It's an emollient. The list goes on. This plant right here, like if you're in the backyard, I heard a lady was talking about that if you get bit by, she was talking about a bee, that, the honeybees normally don't bother you, but she got bit by a wasp. She thought it was, she didn't think it was anything bad. But she just accidentally, she didn't know it was a bee or a wasp or what it was. She just thought it was a friendly bug, and she kind of accidentally went like this, and it was a wasp. And so it stung her, and she didn't think it was that bad. But what ended up happening is it kind of started, left its stinger in her. I'm going to start watering it a little bit now. And she said she reached down and got a leaf of the plantain and started to, chew on it. And then she just stuck it where she didn't know how bad the bite was, but apparently it was pretty bad. And so she said that she just kind of was trying to finish her job in the garden, and she said by the time she got in the house, she had actually made a poultice by chewing it up and sticking it wherever, I think it was on her neck. She said by the time she got in the house, she could feel it swelling, and she stuck that poultice on her neck. I think it was on her neck. And she said she went to look in the mirror, and she couldn't even see where the bee or the wasp had stung her. And, she said when she was a child, she was told that she was highly allergic because she went back and found that it was a wasp. And I've been told too, I know, my mother used to freak out because she used to say, you're allergic. So that's another reason why I want this, because if you have a child or if you have a family member or friend, you can grow one of these for them. And the seeds, like I said, it reseeds itself. So you can give them seeds and they can grow one of these. And I'm just trying to save this. I don't want it to, I certainly don't want it to die. I don't know, we live here in the top of Texas and I don't want it to die. I want it to live, and then these seeds, if they happen to fall, I'm gonna put something up underneath it. And then of course I wanna save my, I love my cooking with, I love to put these other, this here is a, this is a, if I can think right, this is a different sage, and then this here is a mint, and I cook with these and have these in my window, in my kitchen window, but they've gone to flower, so I'll plant these in another pot. I've got this pot, plus I've got another pot. But I just wanted to talk about right now, this right here, and have it watered. It's leaking everywhere, so I'll grab a towel real quick. But for now, you know, plantain, when it gets to be winter months, we see a lot of our plants wither up and go away, but I'm all for having a little garden window and planting some seeds. I think, I don't know if I got to publish that video yet about planting some a window garden and having some things grow in the house, because it's very important that we continue to garden and that we continue to have some things grow. It keeps up our mood, it keeps up our spirits, and with the price of really, seeds are not really that bad, but with the price of everything going up, I mean, you can go buy a few spices, whether they're medicinal or whether they're culinary spices to have in your house. They're outrageous right now. And I just wanted to, you know, encourage somebody today. This is just really, I got too much water in it. I knew I would. But just to encourage somebody, you can grow a little garden box in your window, culinary spices, for little or nothing, because seeds are really not, and a lot of people who do garden, whether they realize it or not, you can still grow seeds, grow culinary herbs in your kitchen. I have done it for years, and on the days that it's not really that cold, you can set them outside. The sun is strong enough this winter, and you can even, if you have a little plastic from your tomatoes, these little tomatoes that you can use plastic, you can use these little plastics that you get. You can put dirt in here because it has holes in it, and then you can put this outside and you can put it somewhere for an hour or 2 hours, and you can even open this and they can get fresh air. But this here has little holes in it. See that? And this can be used as a little mini greenhouse. And a lot of people, I tell people, you don't have to go out and spend money. If you're going to the grocery store, you can save these little plastic containers. They're not ideal. If we weren't in a pinch all the time, you can learn to save your egg cartons. You can learn to save these little plastic containers. And you can do little things. You have an imagination, so use your imagination and do little things like that. Take your little plants that are, if it hasn't snowed in your area, some places I know it's already snowed, but I'm taking this stuff that I had on my little front. It hasn't snowed yet, it's fixing to snow. Some things I haven't been able to save, but these things I've been able to save and bring them indoors, put them in your little windowsills, and you can do little things like this and save your seeds. Put your little seeds in little envelopes or whatever, however you want to do it. But let's try to boost up our be cheerful and do everything that you can to try to make yourself happy. I'm Rexanna, I'm with Garden of Herbs, and I'm just trying to say, you know, this is plantain. This is our new herb that we're going to be learning about today. And I'm going to clean up my mess here, but I'm just saying, you know, try to be happy, try to lift your spirits, and let's look forward to a brighter, happier day, okay? Bye for now. I'm going to get me some paper towel and clean up my mess. Bye-bye. See you in the next video.